What challenges did Odysseus face on his journey? What challenges did Odysseus face on his journey home? This question opens the door to a fascinating tale from Greek mythology. Odysseus' adventure is a mix of cleverness, bravery, and the influence of the gods. His journey from Troy to Ithaca was not a simple one. Instead, it turned into a long and arduous trek that lasted 10 years. After the Trojan War, Odysseus and his crew expected a quick return home. However, they encountered numerous obstacles that tested their resolve. The gods were not pleased with the Greeks, especially after their actions in Troy. This displeasure resulted in strong winds and storms that disrupted their journey. One of the first challenges arose when they reached the island of the Cicones. Here, Odysseus and his men raided a city, but the Cicones fought back fiercely. Many of his crew were lost in this encounter. The next stop was the island of the Lotus-Eaters. Some of his men ate the lotus plants, which caused them to forget their homes and desire to stay forever. Odysseus had to intervene and bring them back to the ships. The journey continued to the land of the Cyclops, where they faced the giant Polyphemus. Trapped in a cave, Odysseus had to use his intelligence to escape. He blinded Polyphemus and cleverly hid under sheep to flee. However, this act angered Poseidon, the sea god, making their journey even more challenging. Next, they encountered the Laestrygonians, a tribe of giant cannibals. This encounter resulted in the destruction of most of Odysseus' ships and the loss of many men. Only one ship remained, forcing Odysseus to continue with a smaller crew. Odysseus' challenges did not end there. The sorceress Circe turned some of his men into pigs. With the help of Hermes, Odysseus resisted her magic and convinced her to change his crew back. Circe then provided valuable advice on how to navigate future dangers, including the sirens. Their enchanting singing lured sailors to their doom. To avoid this fate, Odysseus had his men block their ears with wax while he tied himself to the ship's mast. The journey also included the terrifying monsters Scylla and Charybdis. Scylla, a six-headed creature, snatched men from the ship, while Charybdis was a whirlpool that could swallow entire vessels. Odysseus had to make a tough choice, losing some men to Scylla. On the island of the sun god Helios, his crew ignored warnings and ate the sacred cattle. This act angered Zeus, who destroyed their ship in a storm. Odysseus was the sole survivor, drifting to the island of Calypso, where he was held captive for several years. Back in Ithaca, Odysseus' wife Penelope and son Telemachus faced their own struggles against suitors vying for Odysseus' home. Eventually, Odysseus returned in disguise, revealed his identity, and reclaimed his household. For those traveling in Greece, these stories breathe life into the landscape. Many locations along the coast and islands are tied to Odysseus' adventures. Visiting sites like the cave of Polyphemus or the strait between Scylla and Charybdis allows you to experience these myths firsthand. Understanding the challenges Odysseus faced helps you appreciate why he is celebrated as a clever and determined hero in Greek culture.